Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Language and Life by Global Village. I'm Naomi, and today it's just me with you. Thank you for taking a little time out of your day to join me. In our last episodes, we talked about friendship and good habits in learning English. Today, we're going a bit deeper. This episode is about self love and how choosing yourself is actually the best gift you can give to yourself and the people you care about. I know self love can sound like a buzzword. For some of us, it's even uncomfortable. We think, does loving myself mean I'm selfish? Or isn't taking care of others more important? I used to think that way, but over the years, I've learned that self love isn't selfish at all. It's the foundation for everything else. So I want to share my story with you, how I moved from self judgment to self acceptance, and offer some thoughts if you're on this journey too. Let me start by telling you a bit about myself. I'm a teacher, a friend, a daughter, and a content creator. Like many people, I grew up trying to please everyone around me. I wanted to be the perfect student, the perfect friend, the perfect colleague. If someone needed my help, I never said no, even when I was exhausted. Deep down, I thought my worth came from how much I could give to others. And when I couldn't meet everyone's expectations, I was hard on myself. My inner voice was often negative. You're not good enough. You should have done better. You don't deserve to rest. Over time, this pattern led to burnout and resentment. I felt tired, and even though I was surrounded by people, I felt disconnected from myself. That's when I realized something needed to change. I asked myself, if I talked to my best friend the way I talk to myself, would they still be my friend? The answer was no. So why was I so harsh on myself? This was the beginning of my self love journey. I learned that self love is not about ignoring others or being arrogant. It's about respecting yourself, listening to your own needs, and recognizing that you are human. When we care for ourselves, we recharge our energy. We become more patient, more compassionate, and more present with others. It's like the oxygen mask on an airplane. You put your own mask on first so you can help the people beside you. There are three ideas that helped me along the way. First, self love is different from selfishness. Selfishness is taking from others without care. Self love is giving to yourself so you have more to give. When you set healthy boundaries, you're not rejecting people. You're making sure you're strong enough to show up fully when it really matters. Please don't confuse these two terms or feel guilty every time you treat yourself right or give yourself time to rest, relax, and recharge. Giving to and loving others needs to be balanced with filling your own cup. Second, changing your inner dialogue. I started paying attention to my thoughts. Whenever I noticed a critical voice saying, "You're not enough," I paused and asked, would I say this to a loved one? If not, I replaced it with something kinder, like, "You did your best, and that's okay." It felt strange at first, but over time, my inner voice became less of a critic and more of a coach. I practice nonviolent communication with myself and speak to myself compassionately every day. It's like giving your inner child the kindness and softness you deserve. Last but not least, daily practices is crucial. Self love isn't a one time decision, it's a lifestyle. For me, this includes small rituals like journaling my thoughts without judgment, taking a walk alone to breathe, saying no when my plate is full, and saying yes to things that light me up, even if they don't make sense to others. It also means forgiving myself when I make mistakes. Growth is messy, and that's okay. These changes didn't happen overnight. Sometimes old habits return. There are days when negative self talk creeps in, or I feel guilty for resting, but self love teaches me to observe those feelings without getting lost in them. I remind myself progress, not perfection. One powerful realization was how self love affects my relationships. When I was constantly critical of myself, I was also more reactive. I took things personally. Now, with more compassion for myself, I am calmer. I can listen better. I can disagree without attacking. My friends and family notice that I'm more present and less drained. Loving myself helps me love others better. You might be wondering, how does this relate to me? If you struggle with self judgment or feel you're never enough, know that you're not alone. It's common, especially in a world that often celebrates constant achievement. Start small. Maybe it's 5 minutes of quiet every morning to check in with yourself. Maybe it's writing down one thing you appreciate about yourself each day. Maybe it's forgiving yourself for not knowing before what you know now. Remember, your relationship with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship. When you are at peace inside, you bring peace into your friendships, your family, your work. When you love yourself, you teach others how to love you, and you model healthy boundaries and kindness for those around you. To wrap up, I want to highlight what self love is and isn't. It isn't selfishness or narcissism. It is acknowledging that you are worthy of care, rest, and joy. It's choosing yourself not to exclude others, but to show up for them in a deeper way. It's replacing self criticism with encouragement, practicing small acts of kindness toward yourself, and recognizing that your worth isn't tied to how much you do for others. If you're on this journey, be patient. There will be setbacks. There will be days you forget, but keep choosing yourself. It's the best gift you can give to yourself and the people you love. And remember, self love doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Reach out, talk to a friend or a professional if you need support. You deserve it. Thank you for listening to me share my story. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What does self love mean to you? How do you practice it? Leave a comment or send a message. Together, we can create a community that celebrates kindness, both to others and ourselves. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep choosing love. Bye, everyone. See you in our next episode.